I created a Dungeons & Dragons adventure using AI software. If you're unfamiliar, there has been a lot of news lately about AI software such as DALL-E, Midjourney, and Stable Diffusion creating art from just text prompts. Basically, you type what you want and the program will spit out an image of it. Also on the internet is the GPT-3 model hosted by OpenAI, which is an artificial intelligence program that can perform natural language tasks among a myriad of other things. Here I could ask it to write for me a random story and it would do so. These two things make a completely unique piece, and I'd figure if you have something that makes a photo and writes a story, you can basically print out your own D&D adventure. Best thing about these two is that this is able to be done all for free, with some caveats, but we'll get into that. Trust me, most people watching this will be able to do this completely free, and won't have to worry about paying for anything anytime soon. With that, let's start with how I did this. Firstly, I decided to start with the story for my D&D adventure. For this, I used OpenAI's Playground and just started asking it to give me a D&D adventure. It would give me a lot of short responses, so I often had to ask it to expand on what it said. Sometimes it would just refuse to expand further and continue to repeat itself. After a while, I was able to create a story from nothing and got it all plotted out on a separate Word document. Earlier I said that this was all for free, but with a caveat. The caveat here is that you need an account with OpenAI, and when you make an account, you get a ton of tokens that you can use to play with the software. Believe me when I say you're most likely not going to run out of this anytime soon. If you do, there's an option to buy more, but I'll doubt you'll get to that point. Next step is to make some pictures to go along with the story. There are a lot of people using all sorts of image generating software, but the most popular ones are Midjourney AI and Stable Diffusion. I decided to go with Stable Diffusion because Midjourney AI only gives you a set amount of images for free. Stable Diffusion allows you an unlimited amount of image generation and also offers a local download so you can run the software privately. In Stable Diffusion, I just started typing in the prompts of the images I wanted. For example, I wanted a cover art for the book, so I decided to adjust the size of the image and just typed in some prompts that represented what I wanted. I did this a number of times until I gathered a fairly decent amount of photos and felt comfortable enough to make the adventure. Here's where some people might run into issues, as Stable Diffusion needs a relatively mid-grade graphics card to even run. I believe there's a Google Colab of Stable Diffusion for those who can't run it locally. It's basically a site that houses the code and allows you to run the code online using Google's computers, but I haven't had a chance to try it. For me, I saw the local download and I went for it. Next, I had to turn everything I had into a PDF that somewhat resembled a D&D adventure. I'm no expert in formatting PDFs, so I just went into PowerPoint, set the slides to portrait mode, and adjusted the size to letter. From here, I went to town with the pictures and text box, putting them into a cohesive piece. Once I was done, I just exported it as a PDF and voila! Here's that short little adventure generated by 2 AI software. I'll leave a link in the description if you want to download it and give it a read. It's not the best, but it's something. I would give you a short summary here, but I thought I'd give one more thing a go. So as of lately, Wizards of the Coast have been trying to hype up their upcoming adventures with a short teaser trailer. I figured, I went this far with AI, why stop here? I took a handful of the photos and edited it with a program called CapCut that makes pictures move in a certain way. With that, I've got some AI generated editing. It's not perfect as I still needed to edit the clips together myself, but it'll do for now. Next, I needed some sound for my trailer. Currently, the technology for AI generated sounds is not too great. For music, I did some digging and found that AI generated music are basically just MIDI files. That's kind of lame, so I decided to go with some actual music. Now for the voice, that's where things got interesting. I didn't want to use my own voice for the trailer, so I thought it'd be better to use someone else's voice, like Morgan Freeman's. Now I'm not one to advocate illicit behavior, so please don't do what I'm about to tell you for nefarious things. I found this program called Tortoise TTS, which is basically a program that imitates a voice from like 30 seconds of them speaking. From there, you just run the code and input what you want the voice to say. For me, I had Morgan Freeman read my trailer and edited all the bits together. Here's what all of that looks like.
The city of New Haven, the village of Willowbrook, all destroyed by the evil in the world. I, Mr. Jones, bid you to aid us in our time of need. Travel past the dangerous woods, find the relic of ancient tiles. Only then will you stand a chance of defeating the once mighty dragon. Please, mighty heroes, save us!
Okay, so the trailer didn't tell you much about the adventure, but it's basically a short adventure where you travel through a village to a city called New Haven. There you fight a dragon that the AI decided to name Tiamat. That's the gist of it. Now, there are some things to note about these programs. Firstly, CapCut is no longer available to a lot of people due to some laws about the AI messing with people's faces. I have an older Chinese version, and while I don't read or speak Mandarin, I can pretty much guess what the buttons do. Secondly, the talk-to-speech program, Tortoise TTS, is slow. They named it Tortoise TTS because it is a code that runs incredibly slowly. The naming is kinda silly, and I can admire that. I downloaded the code and ran it on my computer, but there should be a Google Colab page for it if you don't want to run it yourself. Lastly, no adventure felt complete without some minis to go along with it. I decided to run an AI software that would take an image and turn it into a 3D model. From there, I just printed out on my 3D printer. And it sucked. I could just model it myself on Blender, but I figured that would take the fun out of the video, so I just let it go. In its place, you can enjoy a nice photo of a large D20 I printed. All in all, I'd say AI technology has gotten to a state that could really benefit the D&D community. Is it perfect? I'd say it's good. The text generation isn't what I want in adventures, but it could be handy for those who are making their own adventures and are stuck on ideas. The pictures are pretty sweet though, and the potential for animating D&D is definitely there. The best thing about this though is that I did all of this in like the time span of 6 hours. That includes making the small little trailer for it and all. I didn't even actively work on it either. It was just something I was doing in the background because I was busy with other work. I'm sure if someone really wanted to, they could make something that is like 100 times better if they committed the same amount of time as I did, but really focused in on the process. Anyways, thanks for tagging along with me for this fun little journey of mine. I prefer sticking to the D&D adventures, but I thought I'd put out this quick little video for y'all. I often get carried away in random stuff, so I thought I'd show y'all what's going on in my mind. If you enjoyed the video, I'd appreciate a like and subscribe. Thanks!